So this guy asked if I can do algebraic fractions and stuff, diving algebra, dividing algebra. So before we step into it, I want you to revise fractions and factors and multiples. What is a factor? A factor is of a number is such that it makes that number, evenly divides that number. So example, 6 has the factors 1, 2, 3 and 6 itself. For a polynomial, we do not have factors. We have linear factors. Example, x squared plus 2x plus 1. It has two linear factors. And this combination, this bracket is a linear factor. It is of ax plus b, of the general form x plus b, where you would expect a and b to be integers. Integers, and its solution is x is equals to negative b or a, given that a is not is equals to 0, and so it won't even be a linear factor and just a constant. So this is a linear factor. Why? When we have its solution, we say that if we plug in the solution of a linear factor, those are the roots of the original polynomial. If we set this equal to 0, it will be a root of this. So this is what linear factors are. Now, what does LCM do? It's LCM. It takes the lowest common multiple. Multiple is basically, times table of like a number. But for the polynomials, we don't just take LCM like taking the commons in that you do in like normal LCM with numbers. Here instead we do LCM by factors. Like how multiples we just multiply by a number. In fact, in multiples of polynomials, we multiply a factor by another factor. We can say this is a multiple of what? Ax plus b. With this simple, analogy, I will call it analogy. I do not know if you can think of it like this. This is a quick video. With this analogy, let's see how you would do these questions. Before that, yes, I have obviously your fractions. Fractions, multiplying fractions is easy. A, B, C, D. Multiply them and line go bar A, C or B, D. And dividing fractions is pretty easy. A, B divided by C, D is equals to cross multiply A, D or B, C. Or just flip this and go on with your day. But when adding and subtracting, that's where the prank happens. Addition and subtraction are not the same level of operation. You can think of it like that. Multiplication and addition are not on the same level. Multiplication is repeated addition, but addition cannot just be happy. It cannot just represent repeated addition. So that's why we treat them separately and like separate levels. Division and multiplication are on a first level. Addition and subtraction are on a different level. When we do this, b plus c. Addition is on a higher level than addition, so that's why we have addition and multiplication over addition, and vice versa with subtraction. But we cannot have subtraction over multiplication. I don't know what that even looks like, because you cannot go down levels in the order of operations. That's why we have board mass. We do multiplication, division first, then we do subtraction, addition second, the order of operations. Here we see that division and we cannot subtract these two quantities because of the division factor. If we put this factor on the top, x minus 4 negative 2 minus 2 x minus 4 negative 1, we see that even if we try to group something, these two still are not like terms. Example, because they do not have something in common with them, so that's why we cannot subtract two fractions together. What we need to have them, and what we need is a common denominator. Okay, and when adding and subtracting fractions, example, ab plus c over d. A is being divided by b, c is being divided by d. B and d are not the same. We got to make it same. So what we do, we make them same by multiplying both sides by d and multiplying both sides by b. AD over BD plus CB over BD. We can now group 1 over BD and go on with our addition or subtraction, whatever you want to do, and compute it like so. This is what we do when we do addition of fractions, subtraction of fractions. This is the same principle we apply over here, where we make the fractions have the same denominator and go on with our day. Now you will have the general case of different fractions and different denominators. Example, either they will be simple numbers or either they will be linear terms. Linear terms. You will always have linear terms in the denominators. Okay, either you will have these also. Okay, every type of case, everything. We will come to this in a second. But now you have understood how I see fractions. Let's do some fractions. Fraction. Simplify. Now this is 3 and this is 2. They are not the same number. So what do? You make them same forcefully, even if they do not want to be the same. 2, 2, 3, 3. Dot means multiplication, by the way. So you go 8x minus 2 plus 9x plus 15. Now both have the denominator 6. And hence, by earlier intuition, we can combine the fractions together in one house. Nice. And we can simplify this. So 8 plus 9 is equals to 17x. 15 minus 2 is equals to 13. And over 6. Boom. Nice. Very easy. Next, go over here. Now, these two have these linear terms in the denominator. Don't be scared. Think of them as always think of them as different numbers. Okay, because they are different. So you can multiply this over here onto this fraction, multiply this onto this fraction. Now I do not have enough space to write it all, so I'll do 4 3t 3t plus 1 over 2t plus 1, 3t plus 1 minus 3, 2t plus 1, 2t plus 1, 3t plus 1. Now I want you to know this. I'm going slow because I'm teaching you. In the examination you do not want to be this sluggish. Please, you have to be saving your time for mensuration, for trigonometry, for statistics questions. Please, you do not want to be this slow in this chapter and in the earlier chapter numbers as well. Please, I tell you. What to do with this minus? I've explicitly stated this case in my notes because people tend to now make mistakes over here. I also lost marks due to this mistake in my official exam, October, November 25, I guess. This minus you have to be very careful with. Remember how we do 2 minus 3. What is minus? Minus is the opposite of addition. Okay, if we see the identity, it is like such. But if we also see this identity, it is also like such. You can think of negative 3 as 2 plus negative 3. Right? Continuing, we can think of this as 4 plus negative 3. So we can add this instead. And we can then, now since the fractions are denominators are the same, we can have the part be the same as well. Bring them closer. Now that we have brought this simplified, now we can expand this denominator. The denominator, we want to put it in the simplest form. So the simplest form is obviously in its linear factors. 4 times 3 is equal to 12. T plus 4 minus 3 times 2 is equal to negative 60 plus minus 3. Remember, minus plus minus. Now we simplify. 12 minus 6 is equals to 6 t. It's that, have you guys heard that joke where I want 22 for 42 coffee? That thingy. 4 minus 3 is equals to 1. Nice. See, very easy. Very easy. Now for the a bit more cases before we move on. Negative. Now, what I told you, you can put the negative at the top and think of this as a plus. Negative, we will distribute it once we combine it. So this is 4t plus 1 minus 2 times p minus 3 all over 2 times 4 is 8. Okay, I'm not saying to do LCM. Okay, I'm just saying to multiply them together. If you go try doing LCM and you get stuck, please don't do LCM. Unless you want to save time, if you are a bit more smarter or a bit more better with your choices, then yes. But just be careful and just don't do LCM. Okay. Not saying you never should. Sometimes you can if it's easy to. Like example, let's multiply this by 2. Boom. But if you are like struggling, if you are like in middle of the paper solving and you don't have time to think, then you should just go on with it. You can simplify at the end. Don't worry. I'll show you that it does simplify at the end. Now this negative, I was careful with it. I kept this negative here because it is with this term. It is p plus 1 over 2 plus negative p minus 3 or 4. And now since normal numbers can be put outside, I can do this. Negative times 2 is equals to negative 2 and blah blah blah. Go on with the day. Now we can simplify this. 4p plus 4 minus 2p plus 6 all over 8. 4p, 2p plus 10 over 8. Now we can simplify this a bit further. How? Everyone has a 2. We can factor out a 2 and divide everyone by 2. So this is p plus 5 all over 4 as our answer. As I told you, we can do LCM immediately earlier, but I want you guys to go slow, be careful, as simply as possible a single. So cross multiply, here is a positive, so we do not, so we can just directly do this over 9x. No, 2 times 5 is equal to 10x squared. Sorry. So this is 9x over 10x squared. We can still simplify this. X is on both sides. X is on both areas. So you can cancel out the x and you get 9 over 10x. Whether you want to, it is in the bottom. 9 over 10x. That's your answer. You cannot put x on the outside. If you do, then the examiner will think you're and you made a mistake and make you lose marks. So sad. Okay, enough of that. I think we get it now. What about this question? How do we do these? And it's simple. It's like simplifying fractions. Literally, it's like simplifying fractions. You know how I said earlier, multiples of a polynomial is the same as multiplying another linear term with it. This is the same thing. If we have 6 over 9, it is the same as 3 times 2 is equal to 3 times 3. Both have the same one thing common and a different thing. This different thing meaning this is a multiple of 3 and this is also a multiple of 3. Simplifying, we get this fraction in its lowest terms. This is also asking us to do the same thing. Simplify. We will cut one linear factor from these two and get a answer from it. Let's go. Y squared minus 9. This simplifies to y minus 3, y plus 3. Whichever way you want. Multiplication is commutative anyways. Commutative property meaning order does not matter in the binary operators addition and subtraction. You please got to revise your class 1, class 2 course, please. Go back to whatever kindergarten you learned from. You need to know these at the back of your head, at the front of your head, and at the all areas of your head. Because please, this is very crucial. Okay. If you do not know these, you do not know algebra. Okay. Not saying you shouldn't know Okay, let's keep going. This can be done by my method, anyone can patent it. I'm not really in the mood patenting it. 1 negative 30, 2 negative 15, 3 negative 10, 4 5 negative 6. Add them together, we get negative 1. Okay, I keep on adding in my head, add these two numbers in my head. So that's why I immediately say, you know what, stop right there. That's why. Now we have 2y squared plus 5y minus 6y minus 15, and we get the components over 2y plus 5y minus 3. Yeah, a bit risky, I'm not doing it. 2y plus 5. It's always good to recheck, and I don't recheck my papers. It's a bad habit of mine. Make it your good habit, please. But now, as I said, we in the original example, we cross out a term. We cross out terms. So here we also cross out this term, this factor, from these two polynomials, and hence you get these three numbers, 2y plus 5. I want to put it in brackets, but yeah, they are like not of brackets. So you get two linear terms in the numerator and the denominator. Very simple. When you simplify this, of course. Now I hope you know factorization. If you do not know, then please go back to the previous videos about factorization. Please, I covered it in great detail. Oh hell no! Oh no, we are on a calculator paper. Yeah. This is why they do algebra on us, on a calculator paper. What on earth are they doing? Are they trying to scare us? Come on, let us use a calculator paper, and not even letting us use a calculator. Wow. Here we have h minus k, 5h minus 5k. We can, on the top, nothing can happen. Okay, they are not like terms, nothing blah blah blah. On the bottom we can factorize it and factor out a 5. Now these h minus k terms are the same. You can cross them and get this. It's like doing 2 over 10 is equals to 2 over 5 times 2. And we cross out to get this. Blah blah blah. There's like billions of other examples. Simplify fully. On the bottom, what do we get? X minus 4x plus 4. On the top, what do we get? Positive. We need to add them up to negative, meaning both sides will be negative. Negative 2, negative 12. Okay, this is negative 14. Nice. See, sometimes you're fortunate, sometimes you're not. Negative 2x minus 12 x plus 8 is equal to over 3x minus 2 minus 4 minus plus 3x minus 2 x minus 4. If I'm going too fast, then watch the video in like 0.5x speed. I get a bit more revenue or something. Thank you. You guys can do this on your own, slowly. Okay, don't wait. Here we get 3x minus 2 x plus 4, because these two terms cancel out, these two factors cancel out, these two linear factors cancel out, these two linear terms cancel out. There's like a billion ways to call it. Here you guys can do this on your own, please. This file is in the red spot folder of my thingy. Is go to folder, red spot, and boom. Okay, I hope you guys understood how do we do this and stuff. Solving equations, you know how to solve equations, you know how to rearrange for equations, you know how to do inequalities, I hope. If you do not know how to rearrange for a variable, then you got to learn your algebra. Okay. Everything's very simple, man. And just plugging in expressions and stuff. That's what you need to know for algebra. Next, solutions of equations. These questions are like long in it themselves. Okay, you should attempt these 100%. They are like full marks. You should go for them. They have like so much marks, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 marks, one question. And what? No, this is old. Oh, I'm so sorry, because the new paper is like, you know, a different pattern. Yeah, that's a bummer. I don't know why they changed it though. I had fun. It was like better if they didn't change it. Just change what type of questions we got, you know. I mean, it's to test your knowledge. That's why I tell people that do not think that both paper and that paper 1, paper 2 have differences. No, that's a thing of the past. Get your self out of the gutter, get yourself out of under the rock, because in a new paper we have you know, a different paper pattern than what you guys were used to. Now I can solve these. Okay, think about these types of questions. You got to read the question. Yes, it's really hard, it's really difficult, but you got to read your question This sometimes some will make you these old papers, like form an equation and do it, form an equation and solve me this, form a series of linear equations and do it. This comes in linear programming. They discontinued it. Okay, and it's a good practice to still keep doing it, but these will not be tested. These will 100%. These will, no, you cannot leave this. These will be tested, but these will not be tested. Like, hey, I'm giving you these conditions, do this for me. Okay, these will not be tested. Okay, so before ending, let's do this, and then I guess you guys can then go practice or something. Lara and Marco each cycle 50 kilometers on a cycle trail. Okay, what does this tell us? Both distance would be the same. Lara cycles at an average speed of x kilometers an hour, and Marco cycles an average speed of x minus 3 kilometers an hour. Write down an expression for it. Time in hours Lara takes to complete a trail. Hours. Now speed is equal to distance over time. Time is in hours, distance is in kilometers, and speed is in kilometers an hour. It's simple dimensional analysis. Now for Lara, you have x speed. Distance, you have 50 kilometers. Time, we have no time. So we solve for time. T is equal to 50 kilometers over x kilometers an hour, which simplifies to just hours. So it is T is equal to 50 over x hours. For Lara, how long she takes to complete it? Marco takes 15 minutes longer than Lara to complete the trail. Hence, form an equation to show that it simplifies to x squared minus 3x minus 600 is equal to 0. How do you do this? How do you form an equation and this stuff? You are giving one more condition. You don't worry. You know how much time Lara takes. You know how long Marco needs to travel. You know how fast he travels. You can formulate an equation. You can say, now, the time Lara takes is 50 over x hours, right? In hours. What is 15 minutes in hours? 0.5 quarter hours. Marco takes 15 minutes longer than Lara. If we add a quarter hours to Lara, we get Marco. Right? Look at the English. Look at the equation. Tell me they are the same. As they are. Now let's look at the. Now this is in time. This is hours. You want to start for hours. X minus 3 is equals to 50 over time. T is equals to 50 over x minus 3. So the time that Marco takes is x minus 3. This time to Lara is adding 15 minutes to Lara's time to get Marco's time. What is this equation? So that's how we know. Okay, let me read it again for you guys. Lara takes 50 over x hours. Marco takes 15 minutes longer, meaning we add 15 minutes to Lara's time to get Marco's time. We also knew Marco's time can be independently solved for the given data in this section. So we get this, and with this information we get this thing. That's how we formulate this equation. Now, what I told you about algebraic fractions, we will do the same here. Now, how do you simplify this? We can simplify this by, multiplying everyone by the same denominators. Denominators we have is 4x minus 3. Everyone, and I mean everyone. Here we have a 4. If we multiply this over 4, the 4 term cancels out. So we get 1 times x minus 3. This can be just x times x minus 3. Next is 50. X and x cancel out. So we get 50 times 4, 50, 100, 120, 200, x minus 3. This is a calculator paper. Come on. Use a calculator. 50 over x minus 3. X minus 3 cancels out because it's on both. This is 200x. Now use your algebra skills that you have equipped through your 4,000 years of training to your advantage. Expand x squared minus 3x. This is what? Multiplication or subtraction. 200x minus 600 is equals to 200x. This is on both sides. We can subtract this on both sides. Okay, if you want I can explain why this is. Okay, but when we can cancel this out, we get x squared minus 3x minus 600 is equals to 0. Voila. Now it plays a prank on us. We have to solve it. To do decimal places. When it says to do decimal places, it means use a calculator. Come on, it's a calculator paper. Obviously you will use a calculator. So I don't have a calculator with me. Wait. On your calculator, okay, Casio FX991 ES Plus. Mode setup button, okay, without shift. 5 equation 3x squared plus bx plus c is equal to 0. A is 1, b is negative 3, c is negative 600, and we get x is equals to x1 is equals to 26.4 to 2 dB, right? Or negative 23.04. Now they will slap you because you do not haven't given your working. So you unfortunately have to give your working. X is equals to negative b plus minus square root of b squared minus 4ac all over to a x is equals to negative b 3 plus minus. You can just evaluate the inside in your calculator or in your mind. You get what? Bracket minus 3 power 2 minus 4 multiply open bracket 1 close bracket multiply open bracket negative 600 close bracket is equals to 2409, which is what? Not a perfect square. 2 times 1 is 1, so we get this, and we just get these two numbers. Final time Marco takes to complete the trial. Give your answers in hours, minutes, correct to the nearest minute. Now, here we have x. What was Marco's time? Marco took how much? 50 over x minus 3 hours. Can time be negative? No, we take the positive root. So we get 50 over 26.04 minus 3. Evaluating this in your calculator, we get 50 over 26. 50 fraction 26.04 minus 3 is equals to 2.17. Oh god, 2.17. 2 hours, we go 60 times 0.17 is equals to 10.2. 10.2 to the nearest minute is just 10 minutes. Voila. Nice. I hope you understand what I did here. You have to if you want, I can make an independent video on this also, but just covering this because of what? This specialty, this thingy. Whenever you have this equation, okay, I unfortunately cannot find any. I can in the paper one, but I'm too lazy. But when you have this, when you have like a solving a question about solving equation, and you are given algebraic fractions, what is your first instinct? No, not to cry, but to multiply the entire equation by everyone's denominator. If the denominator of a term is 1, skip it. Who cares about 1? Only you matter. But yeah, like here we have x denominator, x minus 3 denominator, 4 denominator. Multiply everyone by these 3 terms. Okay, and then we can simplify them. Blah blah blah, quadratic, blah blah blah, solve quadratic equation, blah blah blah, answer, blah blah blah. Yeah, I hope you guys learned something. Like, subscribe and share. We are very close. We have some 7 subscribers left before my brother can give the paper and I can start covering the syllabus at last. Bye.